Hey y'all, Pecan Porch Boutique here with your girl Cassandra. And guess what y'all? We going on a trip on this video. Look at these beautiful suitcases that I found this past summer at an outdoor flea market. And y'all ain't gonna believe it, I only paid $5 for the pair. And that little suitcase stand, found it for $3. $8 fine y'all. And look how good a shape they're in. Oh my gosh. And even on the inside looks so good. So we're going to Paris today, y'all. Paris, here we come.
Even if you never flown before, you can take a chance.
Okay, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and start with this little suitcase stand. I realized after I got it, it was a little bit wonky, like one of the legs may be shorter than the other, but I'll worry about that last. I'm going to start out by giving it two even coats of DIY's Old School, and then I'm going to take the gypsy green paint, and I'm going to kind of pinstripe the legs of it because it has these little ribs in it. And on the side where looks like maybe there was a button on each side or something, I'm going to cast one of the molds from IOD's Rosette's mold, and I'm going to put it there.
Amongst the clouds, but never learn to rise above these crowds. Stuck in the dust of the life that you found, with nowhere to go, no higher ground. Even if you never flown.
So I grabbed this big roll of strapping from Amazon, not having a clue, y'all, what I'm doing here. I don't do fabric. My sister hates when I try to cut anything. But here I am attempting to measure, which y'all already know I can't measure. And I am going to measure out what I think it needs because it didn't come with straps. And it needs straps. Y'all almost fell through the doggone thing 2 or 3 times. But I'm just going to cut out what I think it needs. And then I'm going to take that first one and I'm going to use it as a template to do the others. So I knew it wasn't going to go well, y'all. I measured off way too much, which I knew I was going to do. And I had to cut a chunk of it off. But what you see me doing here is I'm just going to run it underneath the underside and staple it down. When I get to the little leg area, I'm just going to cut out a little slit so that it'll fit on each side, and then I'm going to staple that down.
You can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down, down. You can still take flight. Although you're earthbound. You're earthbound.
Somebody needs to encourage me to get a pneumatic stapler because I really had to put some muscle into getting this staple down. But once I did, look y'all, look, it has straps now. I'm so happy. And can you see that I added a little bit of gold? For those of you who know me, y'all know I cannot not add gold. Okay, y'all, now we got to get our suitcases ready for the trip. So we are going to be doing lots and lots of layers on this project, y'all. So, I mean, y'all have heard of people being layered up? Well, I'm layered up. So I'm starting out with chocolate brown by DIY Paint. Oh, and just a reminder, anything you guys see me using in this project, you can find it on my website at www.pecanporchboutique.com. So I'm just starting here with my first layer in layered chocolate.
Take a chance and try once more.
The way you can add texture to any flat surface without adding any texture medium is just to kind of go every which way with your brush. That kind of gives you like this artificial texture. So here we go. This is the smaller suitcase, And now I'm doing a layer of chocolate brown. Well, it's actually called layered chocolate. And then you see me on the other side, I am doing a layer of beadboard, but I'm not going every which way with the beadboard. And y'all probably already know where I'm going with this little white section over here. So I gave the beadboard 2 coats, and here you see me coming in with my second layer of blue iris. On top of that, I'm coming in with some petal pusher, and I'm using a stippling motion just to keep that texture going. And on top of that petal pusher, you're going to see me layering in some of the layered chocolate again. So, I mean, I told y'all, didn't I say I'm layered up? So we keep the layers going.
You can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down, down, down. You can still
I told y'all it's all about the layers today. I think this is layer number 5. We're going to bring in a little bit of DIY's Sandy Blonde. It's up next on the layer spectrum. So I'm just again stippling in the Sandy Blonde. I'm not doing any type of a pattern. I'm just stippling in where I feel like I want the Sandy Blonde to go. And crinoline is up next, y'all. And I'm bringing these lighter colors back up on top because I want to keep some of the blues that you saw me put in initially, but I want to kind of push them to the background. So all of these layers are going to work out in the end. So hang in there, y'all. Here you see me watering down some gypsy green, petticoat pink, and some cherry picked. I call these my little spot colors. So I'm going to use these along with the little sea sponge just to kind of dab here and dab there. The sea sponge gives a unique texture of its own, different from the stippling. So I'm just going to take that little sea sponge and I'm just going to dab here and dab there to give a few more colors to this suitcase. And you guys will see why in a little while. I know this looks a mess right now, y'all. Y'all probably thinking, if this girl don't get somewhere and sit down and create something to sit down, Cassandra. Create or sit. Here is the first look at the hot mess. I know, y'all, but y'all got to hang in there with me. It's going to all come together. You really do have to trust the process. So take a look and see where we are.
with the weight of the world. What's in a life you never could offer? Even if you never flown before, you can take a chance and try.
This decoupage rice paper from Decoupage Queen was my inspiration, y'all. So you can kind of see some of the blues, some of the greens. That is the colors that you saw me stippling in on the suitcases. And I took all of that from this paper. This is a beautiful paper called La Tour Eiffel. I told y'all we were going to Paris. So I'm going to start out now by just kind of trimming off the edge of the paper, called fussy cutting, with some water and a little tiny brush.
You were made to soar amongst the clouds, but never learned to rise above these crowds.
Rice paper is really soft, and it's very different than the tissue papers that that you see me using. So and virtually no wrinkles, very easy to work with.
But if you never flown before, you can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down, down.
I'm going to start with the largest suitcase, and I'm going to be using that image of the Eiffel Tower on this one. All of it isn't going to fall into the white that I painted on the suitcase, and that's okay. Some of it will fall over into the darker colors, but if you want your image of your decoupage paper to really stand out on your project, you want to paint white in the background. You can still do it on darker colors. It'll just kind of blend in more. But I'm going to start out by using DIY's liquid patina. That's going to be what I use to decoupage and what I use to seal up both suitcases. I always start with an anchor strip, and then I am going to take a wadded up piece of cling wrap, and I'm going to start pressing it down with a light hand, just starting from the middle and working my way out to the sides.
Your worries weigh you down, down. You can still take flight.
I'm going to use that same process, and I'm just going to work in sections, going slowly down my suitcase. One of the things that I learned is that when you're going underneath your paper as you're working in sections, you want to put the majority of your medium kind of outward away from the paper, and then that kind of offloads it for you. And then when you get a little bit less on your brush, you kind of go back in and underneath that edge. That way you don't get a big blob of your medium that may show through your paper.
Beneath the shadows of this quiet town, I see you there, your feathers on the ground. Your eyes are heavy with the weight of the world. What's in a life you never could afford? Even if you never flown before, you can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down, down, down. You can still take flight, although you're earthbound.
Once I get that fully laid down, I'm going to take my medium and I'm just going to go back over the top of my decoupage paper to seal it down. Although that won't be the last sealer that I get, but while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and take that medium, run back over my decoupage paper, and get it all sealed down.
To rise above these crowds, stuck in the dust of the life that you found, with nowhere to go, no higher ground. Even if you never flown before, you can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down.
This is the bicycle being put on the smaller suitcase in a faster version, y'all.
Take flight, although you're earthbound.
Take a look, y'all. We are getting there. We are almost about to board our plane, y'all. I think it's turning out. I mean, do y'all have a little bit of trust in me now? I think it just might come together. Well, we would not dare go to Paris without some French script, now would we? So I'll be using my French script stencil here to add some typography to both of these suitcases on the backs and the fronts. And I'm going to be using DIY's Old School, which is the same color that we used on the little suitcase stand. And don't forget, y'all, when you're stenciling, less is more. So don't forget to offload your brush. You can use a stippling motion, you can use the swirly motion, whatever you want to use, but less is more when it comes to stenciling. Here's a look at our Paris-bound suitcases with the typography. I love where this is going, y'all. I think we just might make our flight. What do y'all think so far?
I see you there, your feathers on the ground. Your eyes are heavy with the weight of the world. What's in a life you never could afford? Even if you've never flown before, you can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down, down, down. You can still take flight.
I told y'all at the beginning that we are layered up, y'all. We layered up for this video. My next layer is going to be using the Rose Chintz Inlay by IOD. I am going to put it down similar to the way that I put down the decoupage paper. The thing about the inlays is I'm going to be using this with the medium that I'm using, the liquid patina. It's really meant to be laid into paint, but when you already have your background together, you can definitely use a water-based top coat. So make sure that the paint side is down, that the gridded side faces you, and just lay it into your medium. It's simple as that. I'm just going to press it down with my hands, just like you see me doing here. And then once I get it all laid down, I'm going to take a damp shop cloth and I'm just going to put it on there and just kind of press it into that medium.
Don't let your worries weigh you down, down, down. You can still take flight, although you're earthbound. Although you're earthbound.
Now once these are semi-dried to touch, I'm going to go ahead and start taking them off, because unlike paint, when you're using a decoupage medium or any type of water-based medium, the inlays will kind of get really hard because, I mean, it's meant to seal. So I'm going to go ahead now and spray some water on the top, pick up my edges, and start peeling this off. And the inlays are just that easy. This is the leftover strapping from me not being able to measure. I'm going to take it and I'm going to trim out a little bit of the Rose Chintz backing or the cover that it came with. And I'm going to make something for the little keys. Did I tell y'all that the keys, these suitcases came with little keys, and they came in a little envelope that says, "Your key to a pleasant trip." This was meant to be. This was meant to be, y'all. So anyway, here you see me just kind of measuring up that little piece of strapping that was left. I'm going to take and cut out a little piece of that rose chintz cover, and I am going to glue that strapping onto the cover.
You can still take flight, although you're earthbound. Never learn to rise above these crowds, stuck in the dust of the life that you found, with nowhere to go.
Once I'm done, I'm just going to kind of trim it off, make sure that it's all kind of cute and even. Then I'm going to take IOD's black ink and kind of run it around the edges. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be using my corset stencil to stencil on the little flower and the word Paris on each of these little tags that I'm making. And these are actually going to be the little hangers, or the little key tags that I'm going to hang the keys on.
Although you're earthbound,
And we are done, y'all. We are all done. Look at how this turned out. I love these. We layered up and we are leaving out, y'all. What do y'all think? And for those of you who know me, you know I could not help to add some gold. I already said about the gold. Y'all already know now that I love gold. But one thing I did do, I went and I took the paint, before I sealed, I took the paint off the handles to let them be original. But I just love how these turned out. What do y'all think? If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and maybe you'll even think about subscribing to my channel. Until we meet again after our Paris trip, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Oh, y'all, I forgot to tell y'all that I changed up on the smaller suitcase. I used the indigo floral inlay instead of the rose chintz. So rose chintz inlay on the big suitcase, indigo floral on the little suitcase.
Beneath the shadows of this quiet town, I see you there, your feathers on the ground. Your eyes are heavy with the weight of the world. What's in a life you never could offer? Even if you never